Out here! Out here! Now! Outside!
What? Hold up. I didn't do anything.
Get on the ground.
Why?
Get on the ground.
I didn't do anything.
Get on the ground.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Okay.
On August 15th, 2025, Martin County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a bank fraud alert in Florida. A 38-year-old Miami resident had attempted to deposit a fraudulent $1 million check under a stolen identity.
Out here! Now! Outside!
What? Hold up. I didn't do anything.
Get on the ground.
Why?
Get on the ground.
I didn't do anything.
Get on the ground.
I didn't do anything.
Get on the ground.
What are you?
Inside Speedway. On the ground. On the ground, I'll pop you. I'm gonna light you up, buddy, I'm telling
What do
you.
you mean?
You move, I'm gonna light you up.
What up, sir? I didn't do
Get on the
anything.
ground.
For what?
Get on the ground.
What am I? What
I told you why.
Well, no, I didn't.
Get on the
I
ground.
want to know why are you? What did
Get
I
on the
do?
ground now.
What did I do?
Alright, so the teller affidavit, and then I have the check that this guy presented, but I guess this kind of runs deeper. Usually it's just like someone running into a scam, but I guess this guy's actually like stolen the identity of another individual.
The bank. You know what I'm talking about. Get on the ground.
What about it?
Get on the
I
ground.
don't know what you're saying about that.
Get
I literally
on the
I'm
ground.
literally coming here to get a cigarette. Go back.
Get on the ground.
What's going on?
Get on the ground.
I don't understand what's going on. So you're not telling me what's
Get
going on.
on the ground.
You're just coming up to me.
I'm telling you to get on the ground. That's what I'm telling you, you're not doing it.
Huh?
You're getting on the ground or I'm gonna pop you.
But I didn't do anything.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
But sir, I don't know what you're talking about. No way.
Get on the ground. The second you move, you're getting popped. Do you understand that?
Okay, I'm doing.
Do you understand that?
But sir, what do you? I don't even understand.
Sir, move out the way.
I don't understand what you're even. What's going on?
I just told you what's going on. The bank. Get on the ground.
Okay, what about the bank?
You know
Okay,
what?
no, I don't.
You know what? What's your
No, I
name?
have no clue. Greg, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
your name's not Greg Cooper. Get on the ground.
I don't know idea what you're talking
Get on the ground.
about. Sir, I have no idea what you're talking
Get
about.
on the ground.
And I fear
Get
that-
on the ground.
Why are you like...
I don't care. Get on the ground. I don't care that you're scared. Get on the
I didn't do
ground.
anything. So why
Get on the ground.
I have no idea why you doing anything. I didn't do anything. Are you recording? I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Okay.
I'm going to change. Do you understand? Let go. Do not reach.
I'm not. You pull my pants up.
Okay, ready? You want to move your leg? We're going to push it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
With the suspect now in custody, officers were about to ask some serious questions.
You got ID on it? No ID?
No idea.
Well, he identified himself as Greg Cooper.
Just have a seat. Read him his rights.
Okay, so what's going on here?
Can I ask what am I being charged for?
Right now, you resisted us because we detained you based off of what was going on at the bank.
I didn't resist anything. I didn't resist anybody.
As far as the sergeant was giving you commands to stop and you didn't listen.
I didn't.
So you're
I didn't
getting
understand why I
resistant.
was even being. I didn't even understand why I was even being, pursued.
So
or
tell me what happened with the check.
I'm not sure, sir. I'm just a normal guy. Like I said, normal guy. I don't know what may or may have been the case with anything, so I have no idea what's going on.
You're telling me you never tried to deposit a check or anything a while back under the name Greg Cooper? Is that your actual name, Greg Cooper?
Like I said, sir, I have no idea what's going on. I just wanted to know why I was being detained.
Right now, you're being detained for resisting, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. Okay. Just do me a favor, swing in. You're not under arrest at this time. We'll let you know what's happening. Okay?
If I could just have somebody from the bank come over, do a positive ID, then we'll go from there. He can do an ID too.
My training case, he worked with Rojas.
We have the
So he's
original.
got all the details and has everything.
I can ID him.
Go ahead. In fact.
Side.
Right side.
Yeah. His name's Mark.
Mark, yeah. Mark Anthony Taylor is his name.
Yeah. Someone sent the thing. Was that
I did,
you?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
His name was Greg Cooper.
Yeah, no. He has a Washington DL with his photo on it and Greg Cooper's information. When you run Greg Cooper's information, it actually comes like a white male in Orlando. So we're waiting on a subpoena to come back because of the Chase account that he's using with the business. So we were going to look at scheme to defraud, passing an uttered instrument, and then identity theft.
To piece the story together, one of the deputies headed straight to the bank.
Hey, how you doing? Zach, you called in about we got him. Oh, yeah, we got him cuffed.
Nice.
So I was hoping to get some statements. I know you're in the middle of something.
This is his driver's license that he provided, so actually not him.
Yep.
This is what he opened the account with, and I put a debit card. Let me call my manager.
Yeah, the deputies that worked it are there, and they got a detective on the way. I think that took over. So I'm gonna let them know that he gave you guys a fake ID.
So we
felony
changed
so
it.
yeah. Okay, cool. If you don't mind, for me, could you fill out a witness statement?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't get a good look at his face. Is this even him?
That's not him.
But that's what he presented you.
Is that him? Like the picture? That is his picture.
That's what I thought. He has sunglasses on. Okay. And he left this here last time, or did
No.
This is from
He
today.
came back, so he deposited $1 million.
Yeah, I
check.
saw that. Yeah.
So that was right.
And this was from today. He had.
Yeah, so he provided that driver's license. But
Would one of you mind riding with me to do a show up just to confirm that it is the same individual? You wouldn't have to get out of the car. They wouldn't see you. I would just drive by, and that would be
show
it.
you camera footage of that?
There's just one of these things they like having an airtight case. So if you could just say yes, that's him, or no, you don't. If one of you, all I need is
I mean,
one.
it'd be me if anybody.
Okay.
But
If I really appreciate it. He won't see you.
yeah, I've been able to do it in the past. But I'm just like, it's not the same level of.
Yeah, I know. I really, really appreciate it. I'll let you. Just so you know, this is a good side. No one ever sits on this side.
Sit it back here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been back of the cop car, but and you don't have to put it on. All right. I appreciate the help. We're gonna drive right by the bank, and you'll just look out your window, and then we'll drive right by. We won't stop. We'll just drive right through.
While the bank teller was now on the way to confirm the suspect's identity, these deputies began preparing their approach for securing a confession.
So here's how you're gonna go about this. Okay. There's gonna be no questions. There's gonna be no questions, no ifs, ands, or buts. He did it. You're asking him why. Okay. You know, are you down here? Look, what's going on? Like, listen.
CID's coming too. If you want to hold.
So we know he did it. We know who he is. We know what he did.
Yeah,
I just want to know
just
why.
go into the backstory of it. Like, listen, hey man, and then you're gonna like monologue for a quick second. Hey man, I'm Deputy Police from Martin County Sheriff's Office. I'm the person who originally got the call. I was the one who ID'd you. I saw you on cameras. The people at the bank ID'd you. Do you want to try and talk to me about what's going on here? Why are you trying to cash a check for $1 million? Reason with him, sympathize with him, get on his level, understand why he's doing these things. Got it?
Understood.
Okay.
Well, Mark, my name's Jason. I'm Deputy Policeman, Martin County Sheriff's Office. So I'm the one who originally took the report at Mid-Florida Bank when you came up here beginning of August. You have that business account, Cooper Legacy Builders. You had that $1 million check. And so I'm the one who went to the bank. I ID'd you. We saw you on camera. The bank ID'd you. That Washington driver's license that you have and everything. So the reason that I'm talking to you right now is I just want to know why were you doing that? Like, do you need the money? Are you in trouble in any way? I mean, $1 million is a lot of money. I'm sorry? I can't really get a percentage. Can't say too much? I mean, do you owe people money? Personally, I've never seen a check that big, so I just want to know what you're swinging for the fences first time. Just want to make sure you're not in any trouble or you don't caught up with the wrong people. You gotta speak up a little bit.
I'm not sure what to do.
Yeah, you can just talk to me. Just tell me why you came up here with the $1 million check and tried to deposit it. And I mean, there's got to be a reason for it. I understand being in trouble financially, right? I do, believe it or not. I've had my fair share of ups and downs, and I've needed money in certain situations. So I just want to make sure that everything, wherever you're from is okay. There's not going to be people looking for you. You're not.
I hope not.
You hope not.
That's all I can say.
What about Greg Cooper? What's that name to you? You're not sure? How you got that name or anything like that? Are you from this area? You're from Florida. Okay. You live down in Miami? Or the Miami area?
No.
No? Okay, so what brought you up this way? Family? Friends? A mixture? Are you married? No? It's out of the ordinary, which kind of raised a red flag, which is why I wanted to talk to you, right? You're not trying to do $100 here, pay off $1,000 loan shark or something, right? $1 million that's huge. He's being a little greedy with the million or what? What's that?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Just made a bad decision today or the other day. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. Okay, let me get this AC kicking for you, all right? Where's the show
coming
up?
over here?
Zach's bringing the person over for the show. We're going to do the show up, so when you see the patrol car pull in here, pull him out.
We'll deal with all
Hey
that.
guys, talk to them about showing. I think he's coming in.
Is this him?
Pretty sure Dave.
Gonna hop out for me? I'm gonna take your glass. Perfect.
We're gonna look right over here at this patrol car. It's gonna drive right by. Okay. Appreciate it. All right, and then we'll go back to the bank.
Is it still broken? It's been fixed.
No,
right?
it's fixed. It has a plate in it. Just my wrist is super swollen.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna go over this patrol car here. All right. We'll see about putting them in the front. Okay.
Hey, if you want to just do it now, you can.
Thank you.
Thanks for being cooperative.
Double lock.
Hey, I thank you so much for your help. I'm sure they're going to be in contact with you, but thank you so much.
No worries. Thanks for the ride.
Yeah, for sure. Have a good one.
All right, Mark. Right. So right now the charges are scheme to fraud to obtain property $50,000 or more, and uttering a false instrument. Those are both felonies. But right now those are what the charges are. All right. Do you have any questions on that?
Yeah, is there be a bond amount on the charges?
Right. We'll be able to tell you that at the jail.
Okay.
I don't set bond amounts or anything like that, but at the jail we'll have that answer.
And you're
Yeah, well, they'll tell you once we get to the jail. I told you that.
Let's examine the constitutional framework.
The first legal question this footage raises is whether the initial detention was constitutionally valid. Under Terry v. Ohio, 392 U.S. 1, 1968, law enforcement may conduct a brief investigative stop upon reasonable articulable suspicion. Reasonable suspicion does not require probable cause. It requires specific, articulable facts that taken together suggest criminal activity. Here, the sergeant possessed a bank-generated alert, surveillance corroboration, and a physical description of a suspect believed to be in the immediate vicinity. That combination satisfies Terry. The detention was lawful from the first command. The second issue is the subject's refusal to comply. Over approximately 90 seconds, the sergeant issued at least 14 ground commands. Under Florida statutes, Section 843.02, obstruction or resistance of an officer without violence is a first-degree misdemeanor. The statute does not require physical violence. Non-compliance with a lawful command during a valid investigative stop satisfies the obstruction element. Citizens do have the right to ask why they are being stopped, but that right does not authorize refusal to comply while demanding the explanation. The third and most significant legal issue is the custodial interrogation conducted inside the patrol vehicle after Taylor was handcuffed. Miranda v. Arizona, 384 U.S. 436, 1966, established that custodial interrogation requires prior advisement of rights. Specifically, the right to remain silent, the right to counsel, and the warning that statements may be used against the suspect. The available footage does not capture Miranda warnings being administered before Deputy Jason began his in-car interview. Under Berkheimer v. McCarty, 468 U.S. 420, 1984, a suspect is in custody when a reasonable person would not feel free to leave. Taylor was handcuffed in a locked patrol vehicle that is custodial by any standard. Any statements made without prior Miranda advisement face suppression. The interrogation technique itself was textbook. Deputy Jason projected certainty of guilt, then pivoted to empathy, asking why, not whether. This approach, rooted in rapport-based interview training, yielded an admission. Just made a bad decision. That is a statement against interest. If admitted, it corroborates the physical evidence. If suppressed due to Miranda failure, it disappears from the prosecution's case entirely. The show-up identification procedure warrants separate analysis. A bank employee confirmed Taylor as the individual who presented the fraudulent check. Courts scrutinized show-ups for undue suggestiveness. The deputy's technique, a slow, unmarked vehicle pass, witness out of sight, minimized that risk effectively. Under Neal v. Biggers, 409 U.S. 188, 1972, identification evidence is assessed by the totality of circumstances. The witness had direct, prior contact with the subject, viewed him in good lighting, and confirmed the identification promptly. It stands on solid ground. Following the arrest, deputies charged Taylor with 4 felony counts under Florida law. Scheme to defraud obtaining property $50,000 or more. Florida Statutes, Section 8, 17.034, first-degree felony, carrying a maximum of 30 years imprisonment. Uttering a false instrument under Section 831.02, a second-degree felony, maximum 15 years. Possession of a fraudulent driver's license under Section 322.2, 12, and possession of an altered identification card under Section 831.28, both third-degree felonies. The underlying fraud architecture, stolen identity, fabricated business entity, fraudulent bank account, counterfeit check, also supports identity theft charges. Under Florida Statutes, Section 817.568, criminal use of personal identification information. Martin County deputies receive a B+. The Terry stop was legally sound. The show-up procedure was conducted properly. The interrogation technique was skillful. Use of force during the takedown was proportionate under Graham v. Connor, 490 U.S. 386, 1989, objectively reasonable, given the felony alert, unknown threat level, and active non-compliance. The wrist injury was addressed with double-lock cuffing protocol. Charges were advised correctly on scene. The grade falls short of an A solely because Miranda warnings were not captured on camera prior to custodial interrogation. That procedural gap is not a small matter. It represents the primary defense avenue in this case and a recoverable but real vulnerability in the prosecution's evidentiary chain. Mark Anthony Taylor receives a C-. The criminal conduct was premeditated, multi-layered, and targeted a real identity theft victim beyond the bank itself. His 90-second refusal to comply with lawful commands generated an independent misdemeanor charge and a physical takedown that compliance would have avoided entirely. His partial admission made without invoking his Fifth Amendment right to silence or requesting counsel provided the prosecution with a statement against interest. Minimal credit for eventual physical compliance and the instinct imperfectly exercised to limit his disclosures once he recognized the interrogation's direction. 3 lessons from this encounter. First, Miranda documentation belongs on camera. If it was administered off camera, the prosecution cannot prove it. Record it. Second, non-compliance with a lawful investigative stop is never legally neutral. It creates independent criminal exposure and escalates an encounter that compliance would have resolved. Third, a $1 million fraudulent check is not a minor financial crime in Florida. It triggers a first-degree felony with a 30-year maximum, the same sentencing tier as aggravated battery. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out our second channel, Audit the Court, for even more police interaction and courtroom content.